anybody mentions that Hillary started, he goes, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
The Republicans are wrong for doing what they're doing.
People are waking up. They're seeing the nonsense.
How does 25% still say, nah, screw it, no? And it's been confirmed that Trump did not start it, that Hillary started it, but I'm still sticking to my guns. That's the problem.
That said that if that Hunter Biden laptop story
Have any arguments against that right now? And I want to see how it goes. So in this video right here, Larry Elder is talking to Valuetainment, Patrick Bet-David, and his crew. My bad to the Valuetainment crew for not remembering your names yet. I will, because these guys are extremely smart and they add a lot to it as well. But he was on Valuetainment and he was talking to the guys about the whole birther situation. One of the things that people use against Trump all the time to make him seem like he was racist. Trump is racist. He started the whole birther thing with Obama, talking about he's not from the country. I'm like, how does that make him racist? But that was a thing. People were trying to say that Trump started that. Well, Larry Elder is breaking it down to people and letting them know, no, Trump did not start it. Hillary Clinton did.
Hillary Clinton was accused by Juanita Broaddrick of
having that team around,
of threatening her.
Yep.
When after Juanita Broaddrick said she'd been by Bill Clinton.
Yes.
I've not heard anybody ask Hillary whether or not it's true or false.
Yep.
My point is that there are a lot of no-fly zones the media has when it comes to protecting people on the left, and this is not uncommon. I couldn't care less whether Obama is gay. I couldn't care less whether or not Michelle is Big Mike. I think Obamacare is an abomination. I think what he did on race relations set this country back. That's what I care about.
Yeah, you're a policy guy.
I like that, man. He said, I can care less if he's gay. Me too. I don't care that Barack loves a little bit of Barack.
yeah, boy.
And I don't care if Michelle, as in great shape as she is, could potentially be a he. I don't care about that either. You know, that right there is something that's fun for a certain side of individuals who don't support them to pass around and talk about, laugh about, joke about, and then say that if you are not up on this information, like I'm up on this information, then you need to wake up. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there like that.
But that's the exact, if I asked Trump that, he'd be like, yeah, he's probably gay. Yeah, Michelle's probably a man, and that's why he gets eyeballs.
I don't think Trump would say that. Trump even conceded.
Trump has said way worse things about way less
even
people.
Conceded that Obama was born here after spending money to investigate all of it.
Well, the birth certificate.
He started the whole birther claim.
Well, he was trying to
here we
win.
go.
How nice of
No,
him
he
to
did not.
concede
No,
that.
he did not start that. Hillary started that, 2008.
That's correct.
Here we go. Now this begins, because that's usually what people say. Usually people say he started the whole birther claim about him, saying the same thing that this young dude just now said, and he's about to prove him wrong.
Well,
bingo.
He promoted the hell out of it.
Game change. She started it. Sidney Blumenthal was her top aide. He goes to the McClatchy newspapers and says, Obama is not from here. He was born in Africa. And a guy named James Asher, you can look it up, took the advice seriously, put somebody on it, and they tracked it down. They found nothing to it. It was Hillary's campaign that started it. And everybody assumes Trump started it, but he did not. Hillary did it.
Yeah, but nobody knows that. Meaning, like, I think you're probably
They're about to know it now, because they're about to actually go find the exact footage of it happening, and they're going to share it with us right now.
Now they do. Millions of people now do.
That's true, but everyone
So
thinks...
I've done a service. If nothing else, I've done a
If you did a poll right now of who started the birther claims, I would say 90% of people would say Trump.
So many things about Donald Trump are just not true. For example, in November 2016, I think it was around November, before the election anyway, Bloomberg poll, the number one reason that likely voters gave for not liking Donald Trump is that they felt he had demeaned a disabled reporter, mocked a disabled reporter. Mm-hmm. He did.
That's when he was making fun of the handicapped guy, but he's about to prove that wrong too.
Not. We're talking about a guy named Serge Kovaleski, wrote for one of the big newspapers, and Donald Trump publicly said that people cheered the fall of the Twin Towers, and nobody could find a story. And then he found a story, and they went up to Serge Kovaleski, who wrote the story, and said, "Did you see this?" He goes, "Well, you know, I sort of did. Well, I wasn't sure there were that many." And so Donald Trump mocked him in a town hall. He wasn't mocking his disability, and by the way, the guy doesn't go like this, which is what Donald Trump did. The guy has an atrophied arm, but he doesn't go like this, and Donald Trump did not mock him. But that's what people believe. There's a website called Catholics for Trump, where Donald Trump has used this gesture to mock himself, to mock an able-bodied general. It's what Donald Trump does because he's a stand-up comic. It's not true. Just as it's not true that Donald Trump said there were good Nazis and bad on both sides regarding Charlottesville. Even Jake Tapper, 2 years later, said, went back and looked at it. He wasn't saying that. He was saying there are good people and bad people on both sides of the debate on whether or not there should be a Confederate monument in the public square. But that's what a lot of people feel. Well, and the other big thing that people think about Donald Trump is that he was leading an insurrection on January 6th when, as you pointed out, what part of I want you to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard don't you understand? So many of the things that people hate Donald Trump's guts for are simply flat out false, including that he started the birther movement. He did not.
But people believe it because it's popular to hate Trump. It's popular. It's popular to say that he's an orange guy. His hair is whack. He's not funny. He's ignorant. He's stupid. He's racist. It's popular to say those things about this guy, and he's letting y'all know right now. And he don't have a dog in the fight, whether or not people agree with Trump or not. That's not his thing. But he's just putting the truth out there. Now, the other gentleman on Valuetainment is going to mention again about the polls and what people believe. But what people believe does not prove what's right or what's wrong, was true and was false. That's not what people believe. That's just a belief. You know what I mean? Faith is faith. Faith is a belief. They believe that he's racist. They believe he started the birther movement. I mean, they believe that he started that he was making fun of a handicapped guy. They believe a whole lot of things, but Larry Elder is here to set the record straight.
Well, this goes to the bigger question about the media. I actually agree with you.
Can you actually verify the Hillary Clinton birther versus
Absolutely.
Trump? Because there's a lot of people that believe Trump started.
There's a video of Morning Scarborough, Morning Joe show, where a guy named John Howman co-authored the book called Game Change is on.
Yeah, John Howman.
Me and my wife, we used to watch Morning Joe with his drunk acting wife all the time. His wife always acting drunk, man. Like she comes into the office lit every single day. That's when I was leaning to the left a whole lot. I believed everything they said.
John Howman.
Can you find that?
And Harold Ford is on the panel. And somebody mentions that Hillary started. He goes, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And Joe Scarborough turns to John Hyman and said, well, John, you wrote the book, Game Change. What's the truth? He said, I'm confirming the notion that it was Hillary Clinton that started it. John Hyman said that.
Well, it's only 10 years too late.
Can you
so
find that clip if you could, Rob? If you can somehow...
Yeah, that's it. Joe, right there. Joe, Obama, Muslim.
Larry Elder sharp, man.
Hillary.
He's sharp.
2015.
Right there.
Larry Elder sharp.
And then this talks about the birther as well with Hillary.
Can we play this?
Well, the whole birther thing is Obama's from Africa.
Yeah. Can you get audio or no, Rob?
I mean, God, you see that interview? I mean, the Clinton team
I do a
wrote the
great job,
questions.
too.
I mean, for
Someone gave me yourself a
obviously,
platter.
that was stunning. It was stunning. She is asked on Face the Nation about who at the State. She said the State Department authorized it. No, there was Dickerson didn't follow up with the question who at the State Department.
Well, that's because the campaign did not allow that.
Because
you know that this interview was set up so that certain questions on policy were required for a certain amount of time.
It was rich this weekend. I guess we have to get our digs in on Hillary Clinton here because I thought we were going to get through a segment without talking about her.
Oh, well, she's
but for Hillary Clinton to come out and criticize anybody for spreading the rumors about Barack Obama when it all started
on 60 Minutes,
when it all started with her and her
She's a
campaign
pro.
passing things around in the Democratic primary. Rich, now listen.
he says he is.
The Republicans are wrong for doing what they're doing. This started with Hillary Clinton, and it was spread
Good for
by
Morning
the
Joe for
Clinton
saying
team.
this.
We're just telling the
Back in
truth.
2008.
Sorry.
What's
I
Howman?
really, I don't
Look,
even know.
that is the truth.
Harold,
I don't
please, don't.
But Mika, you can't tell me to stop when the two of you are making comments. It'd be different if you have if there's a basis, an actual evidentiary basis for what you're saying, then I would agree with it.
That they're
I
the
have
ones that spread it in
experience.
2008?
That spread what in 2008?
That
With
Barack
this-
Obama
keep
may not be
playing.
Barack Obama may not be a Christian.
Well, we should ask Heilman this question.
Watch this.
That's John Howman on the radio.
Heilman
Historian of the 2008 campaign.
I don't recall that, but if you're telling me that was the case, I just don't recall.
John
It
Heilman?
was the case.
It was
Thank
within
you.
the-
It was the case. Thank you, John Heilman.
Didn't she go
Wow.
60 Minutes and not
Wow.
actually
It was
say
the
no?
case.
So he says he is.
I'm offering my.
What was that? Harold?
I'm affirming the Scarborough-Brzezinski.
Okay, do you know about this
Go ahead on Morning
CBS
Joe.
interview? Was that thing? Was that
I don't know anything about. I have no knowledge whatsoever of what happens.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what
between the
happened
campaign and John Dickerson.
I don't know what happened on that interview either. But you do recall that a week earlier she went on Andrea Mitchell, and it was all emails all the time for the first 20 minutes of that interview.
That's pretty
so she has done interviews.
Yeah, you can stop it right there.
So you were right.
Yeah.
No,
of course. But more importantly, a guy named James Asher, ASHER, who worked for McClatchy,
pull that up,
said that Sidney Blumenthal approached him and said Obama is not from here, and he tracked it down and found nothing to it.
Wow, got it.
And said,
Oh my God! Wow. Okay. Can y'all send this to somebody or send this, share this on your social media platforms so people can see the fact that Trump started the birther movement is false. 100% false.
Sidney Blumenthal is Hillary's hatchet man.
You know what's interesting about that is that was in what year, Rob?
15.
That was 2015. This was the year I literally used to watch Morning Joe and Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski, John Heilman, and everyone that's on there literally every morning for 2 straight years. Okay?
Me too, bruh.
Okay. And this was when Joe Scarborough was actually a friend of Donald Trump. So was Mika Brzezinski. They were he was at their wedding.
Joe Scarborough used to be a Republican.
Correct.
Yeah. So and used to demean Al Sharpton, signed a resolution, introduced a resolution calling Al Sharpton a race hustling demagogue.
Right.
And now they kiss each other's butts.
Well, he's on his show every morning.
It's amazing. Yeah.
But this is my point.
The Reverend.
Reverend. Thank you. This is my point. In a few short years, from 2016 to the Trump election to basically where we are today, the media has completely gone to different sides.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
Completely gone to different sides. So here's my question. The media has already done this. If there's one thing I've learned since Trump has been elected office, that the deep state is real.
Absolutely.
And they do not want Donald Trump to be president. They didn't want him in 2016.
Right.
They didn't want him in 2020. They did everything in their power to get him out of office.
Right.
And they're going to do everything in their power to do it again in 2024. So if he is elected, which is 50-50 at this point, they're going to do everything in their power to belittle his candidacy or his presidency. He's a racist, he's white person, Russia, this, that, the other. They're going to play clips of January 6th. It's just going to happen over and over and over again. How does someone like Trump combat the media, big tech, Hollywood? How does he even go against that at this point?
Well, first of all, with them doing that would be completely trash that they would do that, knowing good and well that the country would be on better ground at that point. So rather than working with him and making sure that people receive, actual proper news about what's going on, they just much rather poop on him because they're butthurt that they lost.
The good news is, I said I was a cautious pessimistic, but the good news is Donald Trump, Republicans now have almost half the Hispanic vote. Donald Trump got elected with 8% of the black vote in 2016. When he ran in 2020, he got 12%. That's a 50% increase. He got 20% of the black male vote. People are waking up. They're seeing the nonsense. And they're seeing their pocketbook. They go to the gas station, they go to the store, they're paying a lot more for the same stuff. You can call Donald Trump all sorts of names if you want. All I know is I'm paying a lot more for gas, I'm paying a lot more for chicken, for bacon, for milk, for eggs, for cheese than I did before.
Yeah, but that's grassroots. How do you handle the top, okay? So there's bottom up and then top down. So the top down, the media, Hollywood, big tech, FBI. Everything, even clearly the deep state, how does he combat that? The fear is just going to be this antagonistic, vindictive relationship.
The good news, the trust in the media has never been lower, and that's because Donald Trump has popularized the expression fake news and disinformation. You combat it by telling the truth and by standing your ground, which is why people love Donald Trump so much. He's a fighter.
So it sounds like even though you're running for president, he has your vote.
If he becomes a nominee, he has my vote. I would rather be the nominee, and I'll ask him to be my running mate.
By the way, even though
Trump will be your running mate.
Even though we just verified by Democrats.
I like Larry Elder. I'm sorry. I like Larry Elder. If you don't like Larry Elder, I don't know what's wrong with you. The dude is cool. He's cool as a damn fan.
That's that the birther was started by Hillary. Right. Can you show the poll how it's doing, Rob? I'm just curious to know because some people want to believe this. They have to believe this.
Of course they have to.
They can't handle the truth from the movie.
You can't handle the truth.
Okay, go to the poll if you can, Rob, just to tell us if you can show us how the poll is doing percentage-wise.
Even Hillary once attacked Donald Trump for starting the racist rumor that Donald Trump...
Zoom in a little bit so we can see it. Zoom in a little bit. 24% still believe it's Trump.
25%. Even though you...
Look, how in the hell, bruh? It's like, how does 25% still say, nah, screw it? Nope. Well, I just now heard what I heard. I get it. And it's been confirmed that Trump did not start it, that Hillary started it, but I'm still sticking to my guns. That's the problem. That's the problem with y'all, man. Y'all will hear the daggone truth be put out there on a platter for you, and you will still stubbornly stick to your guns. Why? Could you answer that question? Why are you like that? Why are you like that, man? I don't get it.
Just showed, like 8 minutes ago.
Well, that's our poll, right?
That's our poll.
Okay, 76% believe that
for
Hillary
sure.
started.
But think about 25%.
But
are
what
like,
she's trying to say is imagine a poll of people that are not watching the show.
Can you find a poll of people asking who started the birther thing?
There's a regular poll.
I assure you, the majority of Americans, especially Democrats, believe that Donald Trump started it.
And while he's looking for that later, I think something that you said
and there's no question Donald Trump promoted it.
Of course.
But starting it, he did not start it.
Well, sometimes they say you don't want to be first, you need to be second. Right. So, like, look at MySpace, defunct. Look at Facebook. They're $1 trillion company. And Trump was second. He was the man.
By the way, you have to give Hillary credit because she's the first one that said the election was first one that said birther. First one.
Russia.
The way this woman is.
Email, like she's untouchable.
Master of deception.
30,000 emails. Poof, gone.
Holy moly.
How is she?
Pays for the dossier. Nothing.
But Obama made her Secretary of State, Larry Elder.
Yeah, because goes to Juanita Broderick and says, you better keep your mouth shut or else. Nothing.
And Larry, how is she so untouchable? Can you explain that to me? Like, I don't get.
She did lose the election against Donald Trump in 2016 because her unfavorable ratings were as high, if not higher, than Donald Trump's. They kind of offset each other.
She did have extreme unfavorable ratings. She did, 1,000%. And people in the black community, although they did not like her at all, they made up this whole thing. I'm voting for the lesser of two evils, and I can't have Trump. He's racist. He said all them horrible things about. Bruh, come on, man.